The 1980s, a decade of big hair, synthesizers, and some of the greatest football ever played. While MTV was revolutionizing music, the NFL was witnessing its own revolution on the gridiron. Today, we're counting down the top 5 teams that defined this incredible era of professional football. These weren't just good teams. They were dynasties, juggernauts, teams that changed how the game was played. Let's dive in. Coming in at number 5, we have the Oakland/Los Angeles Raiders, who were the definition of intimidating. Under head coach Tom Flores, they captured Super Bowl 15 following the 1980 season. This was a wild card team that nobody saw coming. Starting quarterback Dan Pastoroni broke his leg in Week 5, forcing backup Jim Plunkett into action. And Plunkett, a former number 1 overall pick whose career seemed finished, led one of the greatest comebacks in NFL history. The Raiders' defense that season was absolutely dominant. Cornerback Lester Hayes had arguably the greatest season ever by a defensive back, recording 18 interceptions in just 19 games. The Raiders led the NFL in interceptions with 35 and takeaways with 52. In the playoffs, they won 4 straight games as a wild card. In Super Bowl 15, linebacker Rod Martin intercepted 3 passes, which is still a Super Bowl record to this day. Plunkett would throw for 261 yards and 3 touchdowns and was named the MVP. But the Raiders weren't done. After moving to Los Angeles in 1982, they won Super Bowl 18 following the 1983 season, where they demolished the Washington Redskins 38-9. Running back Marcus Allen rushed for 191 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 74-yard touchdown run that remains one of the most iconic plays in Super Bowl history, and Allen was named the Super Bowl MVP. The Raiders won 2 championships in the decade and embodied Al Davis's famous motto,
"Just win, baby."
At number 4, the New York Giants and their legendary Big Blue Wrecking Crew defense. The Giants' transformation began in 1981 when they drafted linebacker Lawrence Taylor 2nd overall. Taylor revolutionized the linebacker position. Before Taylor, linebackers played read and react, but Taylor would play attack and destroy. He was too fast for offensive linemen, too strong for running backs, and too explosive for any single blocker to handle. Under head coach Bill Parcells, who took over in 1983, the Giants built one of the most feared defenses of NFL history. Their linebacking core, featuring Taylor, Harry Carson, Carl Banks, and Gary Reasons, was absolutely elite. But it was Taylor who stood out above all. In 1986, Taylor had one of the greatest seasons ever for a defensive player. He recorded 20.5 sacks and won his 3rd Defensive Player of the Year award, and became only the 2nd defensive player ever to win the NFL MVP. The Giants would go on to go 14-2 in that season. In the playoffs, they were unstoppable. They shut out the Washington Redskins 17-0 in the NFC Championship game after holding the 49ers to just 3 points in the divisional round. In Super Bowl 21 against the Denver Broncos, the Giants overcame a slow start to win 39-20. They scored 30 of those points in the second half alone, setting an NFL record at the time. The Giants won again following the 1990 season in Super Bowl 25, and one of the most iconic endings in Super Bowl history, with the Bill Scott Norwood wide right kick securing the Giants' victory. Taylor's impact on the game cannot be overstated. He forced offensive coordinators to completely redesign their blocking schemes. Teams had to account for him on every single play. This combination of size, speed, and ferocity changed football forever. At number 3, we have perhaps the most iconic single-season team in NFL history, the 1985 Chicago Bears. The 85 Bears went 15-1 in the regular season, becoming just the 2nd team ever to win 15 games. But the record doesn't tell the full story. This was a team that absolutely dominated opponents in a way rarely seen before or since. The Bears' defense was revolutionary. Defensive coordinator Buddy Ryan designed the 46 defense specifically to unleash chaos on opposing offenses. This aggressive, attacking scheme confused quarterbacks, punished running backs, and made offensive coordinators rethink everything they thought they knew about football. The numbers are staggering. The Bears allowed just 198 points all season, an average of just 12.4 points a game. They allowed the fewest total yards and the fewest rushing yards in the entire league. They recorded 54 takeaways, and in 3 playoff games, including the Super Bowl, they allowed just 10 points. The defense featured multiple Hall of Famers, middle linebacker Mike Singletary, defensive end Richard Dent, and defensive tackle Dan Hampton, who, with linebacker Wilbur Marshall and defensive end William the Refrigerator Perry, all made major contributions. In Super Bowl 20, the Bears demolished New England Patriots 46-10. The Patriots gained just 7 yards rushing the entire game. The Bears also recorded 7 sacks and forced 6 turnovers. Richard Dent, who had 17 sacks during the regular season, was named Super Bowl MVP. The Bears' dominance extended beyond their defense. Walter Payton, one of the greatest running backs ever, rushed for over 1,500 yards. Quarterback Jim McMahon provided leadership and toughness. And who could forget William Perry scoring touchdowns despite being a 335-pound defensive tackle. The Bears became cultural icons. They recorded the Super Bowl Shuffle before the playoffs even began, a song that became a top 40 hit. Players like Payton, Singletary, and Perry became household names. Head coach Mike Ditka, with his slick-back hair and tough guy persona, embodied the team's attitude. The Bears' only loss came on a Monday Night Football game against the Miami Dolphins, preserving the 72 Dolphins' perfect season record. But aside from that one defeat, the 85 Bears were as close to perfect as a football team can be. Many experts still consider them the greatest single-season team in NFL history. Number 2 belongs to the Washington Redskins and their legendary coach, Joe Gibbs. Gibbs took over a struggling Redskins franchise in 1981. What he built over the next 12 years was remarkable. The Redskins would win 3 Super Bowls under Gibbs, an achievement made even more impressive by one unique fact. Gibbs won each championship with a different starting quarterback. Joe Theismann, Doug Williams, and Mark Rypien each led the team to a title under Gibbs. No other coach in NFL history has accomplished this feat. The Redskins' first championship came following the strike-shortened 1982 season. They defeated the Miami Dolphins 27-17 in Super Bowl 17. Running back John Riggins rushed for 166 yards, including a game-clinching 43-yard touchdown run on 4th and 1. His performance earned him the Super Bowl MVP honors. In 1983, the Redskins went 14-2 in the regular season, scoring over 33 points per game, the highest in the entire decade. However, they would lose Super Bowl 18 to the Raiders. The Redskins bounced back in a big way. Following the 1987 season, they would win Super Bowl 22, demolishing the Denver Broncos 42-10. Quarterback Doug Williams became the first African-American quarterback to start and win a Super Bowl. He threw for 340 yards and 4 touchdowns, earning Super Bowl MVP. The Redskins' success was built on their offensive line. Nicknamed the Hogs, this group, featuring Joe Jacoby, Russ Grimm, and Mark May, was the most dominant offensive line in football. They paved the way for a powerful running game while giving their quarterbacks excellent protection. What made the Redskins special was their consistency. They reached 4 Super Bowls in 10 years and won 3 of them. They made the playoffs 8 times during Gibbs' first 12-year tenure. While the 49ers get credit as the decade's dynasty, the Redskins were right there challenging them every single year. Joe Gibbs' offensive genius, combined with his ability to develop quarterbacks and running backs, made the Redskins one of the most successful franchises in the NFL. His regular season record of 124 wins and 60 losses, plus a 16-5 playoff record, speaks for itself. And now, for the best team of the 1980s, the San Francisco 49ers. This isn't even close. The 49ers were the undisputed dynasty of the decade, winning 4 Super Bowls in the 80s alone. They added a 5th championship in 1995, giving them 5 titles in 14 seasons, solidifying their place alongside the greatest dynasties in NFL history. The 49ers' dominance began with 3 key figures: head coach Bill Walsh, quarterback Joe Montana, and owner Eddie DeBartolo Jr. Walsh revolutionized offense with his West Coast system, emphasizing short, precise passes that controlled the ball and wore down defenses. Montana, with his calm demeanor and clutch performances, became the perfect quarterback to execute Walsh's vision. The 49ers' first championship came following the 1981 season. They went 13-3 in the regular season, their best record in team history at that point. The NFC Championship game against the Dallas Cowboys produced one of the most famous plays in NFL history. With less than a minute remaining, Montana rolled right under pressure and threw a high pass to the back of the end zone. Dwight Clark leaped and made an incredible catch, giving the 49ers a 28-27 victory. In Super Bowl 16, the 49ers defeated the Cincinnati Bengals 26-21, giving the franchise its first championship. It was just the beginning. In 1984, the 49ers had perhaps their most dominant season, going 18-1 overall and crushing the Miami Dolphins 38-16 in Super Bowl 19. Montana threw for 331 yards and 3 touchdowns, earning his 2nd Super Bowl MVP. But the 49ers saved their most dramatic moment for Super Bowl 23 following the 1988 season. Trailing the Bengals 16-13 with just over 3 minutes remaining, Montana led the 49ers on a 92-yard drive. With 34 seconds left, Montana threw a 10-yard touchdown pass to John Taylor, giving the 49ers a 20-16 victory. Montana's MVP performance cemented his reputation as the greatest clutch quarterback in NFL history. The very next season, the 49ers demolished the Denver Broncos 55-10 in Super Bowl 24, the most lopsided Super Bowl victory ever at the time. Montana threw 5 touchdown passes and was named Super Bowl MVP for an unprecedented third time. The 49ers' success wasn't just Montana. In 1985, they drafted wide receiver Jerry Rice, who would become the greatest receiver in NFL history. The Montana to Rice combination was unstoppable. Rice broke every major receiving record and was a key part of 3 Super Bowl victories. Defensively, the 49ers were led by safety Ronnie Lott, one of the hardest-hitting defensive backs ever. Lott's combination of intelligence, toughness, and big playability made him a Hall of Famer. Defensive end Fred Dean and linebacker Charles Haley provided pass rush, giving the 49ers a well-rounded defense to complement their elite offense. When Walsh retired after Super Bowl 23, George Seifert took over and didn't miss a beat, winning a championship in his very first season. The 49ers made the playoffs in 15 of 16 seasons between 1983 and 1998. The numbers tell the story. 4 Super Bowl championships in 9 years during the 80s, 5 Hall of Fame players, 8 NFC Championship game appearances, multiple MVP awards, countless All-Pro selections. The 49ers didn't just dominate the 80s, they defined it. So there you have it, the top 5 teams of the 1980s. The Raiders with their intimidating toughness, the Giants with Lawrence Taylor and their dominant defense, the legendary 1985 Bears and their historic season, the Redskins with Joe Gibbs and his different championship starting quarterbacks, and then there was the San Francisco 49ers, the dynasty that won 4 Super Bowls and changed how offense was played. The 1980s gave us some of the greatest teams, players, and moments in NFL history. These 5 teams represented the pinnacle of football excellence during an unforgettable decade. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button and subscribe for more NFL history content. Drop a comment below and let me know which team from the 1980s was your favorite. I'll see you next time.